fuse box with their internal fuses. This runs the engine temp and boost gauge light, and of course the water radiator water level temperature sensor. So the idea is this is going to be positioned here when I've got the fascia done. So now we'll run the wiring through. This is where we're going to put the plate, and see if we can run the wiring somewhere through one of those firewall grommets. I'll have to have a look where, and I'll show you when I've done it. Let the fun begin. Right, so I've just left it here in position, just so it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to route it through the back here. And I'll just zip tie it against all this stuff here. But effectively I've used this grommet just in there to feed the boost cable and the engine temp sensor, which is bolted down there. So that goes there, through the back there. Then I've pushed it through here, up and through. You can just see the light there. Which comes through there and up through there and there. Alright, so we've come across a little problem. What's happening is the probe mounting plate, this thing here, has got a threaded part, obviously, but it is facing the same direction or the same angle as the manifold. Now, the problem here is we've got that, but have a look at that. How is that going to fit in there? Alright, so after further mucking around, this is the correct setup. So terminal 1 is the red, which in actual fact is negative, and terminal 2 is the positive. So as you can see here, it says ground and then thermocoupling 1 connection on position number 2. Okay. Oh, what a mess. So going back to the front, what we have here is we finally managed to fit it in, remembering we had that curve on the sensor, bending that very, very carefully, just enough to get it through. And of course we were limited by this bend here. We couldn't get the couldn't get this nut further up to get the actual thermocouple sensor right in there, so ended up being about 50 mil. And that's how I wired it up. So now to test it out and get a baseline temperature, and once I've got the baseline temperature, then I'll start tweaking the pump and go from there. Okay, so at idle, as you can see there, we're running around 170 degrees Celsius, roughly. It's just pretty steady. Temperature in the car at the moment is 76.5. So that's what we're looking at. I'll film when we're driving along so we get some idea about the differences in the EGT and the revs and speed. Okay, here we are again. Not sure if you can see that, but we are travelling at 100 k's an hour in 5th gear, 2,200 RPM, and we've got about 485 degrees Celsius, 518 now, depending how much you put your foot down. So one of the things I had to get used to was how quickly the temperature changes up and down depending on the throttle position. That's fine. Temperature is currently 67 degrees, it's still warming up. Still maintaining 100 kilometers an hour, or just under. So yeah. Now apparently the maximum temperature should be no more than 720 degrees Celsius. So you know, there's quite a range there, over 200 degrees there that we can play around with. So now down to off the throttle completely, and look at the temperature, just drops right back down when there's no throttle.